Hey everyone, this is Stuart, Victor Echo 9, Charlie Foxtrot, and welcome back to our series of tutorials on parks on the air. So today we're going to cover parks on the air from the hunter's perspective. And if you're sitting at home or you're out in the field or wherever you are and you're hunting parks on the air, I'm going to show you a few tips and tricks that I have picked up over the last couple years that I have been involved in doing parks on the air. I am coming close to 9,000 unique parks. So some of these strategies I will share with you work really well for going after parks. So just to set the stage, I used to be one of those guys that went and hunted everybody that I can hear, work the same stations over and over again at the same parks. And about a year ago, I said to myself, if I wanted to start collecting more unique parks, I had to change my approach from just working anyone to being very strategic in how I hunt. Now, your way of doing this is going to differ from mine. Perfectly fine for you to go and hunt everybody that you hear or hunt just ones that you want to work. Maybe you just want to work all the United States parks and that's it. Or just hunt parks that are in Canada. The nice thing about it, there's no set requirements for you to follow any guidelines or any rules. Basically, parks on the air from a hunter's perspective is set up so that you can do it any way you like. So I have my way, you will have your way. So let's go to the demo and I'll show you some few tricks that I have picked up over time. So right now we're looking at the main parks on the air spotting page. It is, by nature, it is very confusing because it does refresh every minute. If you want to pause the refresh, there is a pause feature here next to active spots in the countdown. Just click on that and it will pause for about 300 seconds before it goes and refreshes. This is a perfectly acceptable way for you to slow down your hunting so that the screen doesn't refresh every minute and you lose that potential spot that you were aiming for. To re-enable it, just click on the little play button and you're back to regular screen refreshes every 60 seconds. Other views here, if you click on the menu here and go down to the late shift mode, it puts it into a dark screen. If that's the way you like to look at things, perfectly great. I'm kind of more of a light screen type of guy, so I like the light screen. The table view just puts everything into like a simple table. And this feature here, highlight new spot, will go and highlight any new spot that show up inside of parks on the air. So anybody comes in new, it will show up here on the new spot if that's selected to highlight. If I go ahead and refresh the screen here, so I don't see any new spots on here just yet, but they would show up here with that feature turned on. So I'm going to go ahead and disable all that stuff that I just turned on because I'm going to go into another option here that may be of interest to you. Again, this is for hunters only. Activators, if you can do this as well if you want to go hunt park to park, that's your call. So I'm going to go and close down Safari here and I'm going to go into Google Chrome. One of the tools that I use, now this tool POTAPlus is very dated, but it still works to a certain degree. My understanding is there is no current development strategy for it, so what we have is what we have. Nothing more, nothing less than we can do here. So it's dwestbrook.net. I'll put the link in the description. To enable the POTAPlus plugin, you need to download the tool from this website here. This right here, download releases POTAPlus.zip to your computer. Go ahead and expand it. Next thing you want to do is go to the POTA page. You don't have to, but if you could if you wanted to. Go click on your menu and go to extension and then manage extensions. Now you'll see that I already have the POTAPlus extension on this computer. To install POTAPlus, all you need to do is click on load unpacked, click on the POTAPlus folder. Don't double click, just click on it once until it's highlighted and then click select. Now I already have it installed, so I'm not going to go through that process. Once it's installed, you'll get a screen like this inside of your extensions for Google Chrome. This is for Google Chrome only. Click on the details and you'll get a menu similar to this. You can pin it to the toolbar if you want to have it in the toolbar all the time. Allow it in incognito mode if you ever work in incognito mode. The most important area that you want to look at here is the extension options. Click on the open button next to it and here's where you can set all your configuration settings. Now these are the settings that I have in order to make it easy for me to hunt brand new parks. So you can elect to enable the award summary. That just shows your award summary on the top of the page. I'm going to uncheck that. I want to see a needed park. If you're going to hunt worked all states, you want to select worked all states. Enable needed locations. I do believe that'll be your don't quote me on this, but may be wrong. I think that could be the entities. Enable needed N1CC. We talked about that in another video. We're going to go more detail that in future videos. And enable needed ops. So these are the tracking options for award. I'm going to just leave the enable needed parks where you can select what you like. The POTA app customization, I have the additional spot filters turned on. It gives me the ability to fine tune my queries to what I want to see. You can hide the spotter details. You can hide comments. You can make the UTC clock show as your tab up here. I have the show solar flux A and K. I have that on. You can turn that on and off if you wish. You can show the solar widget and you can show selected activator profile. And if you're a general in the US, you can actually show the out of band warning for US general class. I have links to QRZ, the RBN and PSK reporter turned on. I have my grid square here. And the other important thing is your logging. What do you use to log? Now, you can also use rig control and rotator control if you have CAT capability. Logging, I use QRZ and my location here in San Antoine, and then my API key, which I have blurred out for QRZ. That's very important to set up. Where you find that in your QRZ profile is if you go to your QRZ in your logbook, click on settings, and right here will say QRZ logbook API. If you click on show, that will show you the API key that you need to copy and paste into here. Other things I don't use, like ham apps and things like that, I don't use. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. It's already set up the way I like it. Go ahead and close that. And there's no save, just set those features, close it, and you're good to go. Let's go back into our POTA page now. By the way, don't delete that POTAPlus folder that you extracted. Put that somewhere on your computer, maybe the root of your C or in program files, wherever you won't delete it, because if you delete that folder, you delete the actual Chrome extension. So what you see here on the screen now is here's my parks hunted, 89, 82 out of 9,000, late shift hunted, the solar information. If you wanted to see the award summary, they would show up here. Now this feature here is what I like a lot. Sometimes I will hide US because I want to work DX. So I want to just see DX, and I'll turn on FT8 and FT4. Now these options here are opposite to what you think. You would think checking them would turn them on, but unhides them. So it's a little backward. But if I want to just see SSB, I just leave the SSB unchecked, and here's all the non-US parks that are currently being activated. So we have the Lima United, the Gulf Mike, the Victor Echo 3, and the Victor Echo 7. What I do here, if it's a needed park, it will have a 0. So I haven't worked that park at all. This one here I've worked once, this one here I've worked once, and this one here I've worked twice, indicated with the number. So what I do here is I go all the way over to the left-hand side of or the right-hand side of the screen here, and I will turn that yellow. Turning that yellow lets me know that's a needed park, and all these ones that I worked already, I turn to gray. All right, so that is that. If I go back to US and uncheck the US, which means that they're not hidden anymore, they're visible. The same thing here. I can turn this one to yellow, this one to gray because I worked it before. All these, change these and customize them the way I want. So if I want to go and work them, I can see them very, very simple that these are parks that I need. Now it's a little bit of a an administrative type of activity, but it works really well for what I use. I did reach out to Mr. Westbrook about a year or so ago asking if it would be nice to have, hide worked park buttons or don't show worked park. But he told me that is not in the spirit of POTA. But I said, hey, you got buttons that hide US and hide different states and hide different bands. How hard it would be to put a button that says hide your worked park. I just don't think Mr. Westbrook has any inclination to continue development on the POTAPlus plugin. It works right now. I'm sure there's other programs in the works or out there already that I'm not fully aware of or haven't tested yet. But you can see here on the screen how it's done a refresh. I'll have to go back and just add these new ones to the parks that I haven't worked already. And when I work the park, I just click on QSL here. And the nice thing with having that QRZ tie now, that if I click spot and log, this contact here, K8 IKO will automatically go into QRZ. I could just log it without spotting, or I could just spot without logging. And if I go into my QRZ logbook now, you can see all the POTA parks that I have worked. So the POTA reference comes across into QRZ from POTA, the POTA website, and POTA through the POTAPlus extension. Okay, I think that's enough for today. Hope I didn't confuse you too much, but that's some very simple tips to getting out there and hunting. And again, customize it the way you like. There's no right and there's no wrong way to do do it. Do it the way you like to do it. Some people, I know lots of people that only hunt new parks. I know lots of people that only hunt certain operators. I know some people that only hunt certain countries. I know people that only hunt DX and don't worry about North America. There's no right and no wrong way to do it. I'm Stuart, Victor Echo 9 Charlie Foxtrot. I hope you guys enjoyed these tutorials. If you have any questions, my contact information is available on QRZ. Feel free to drop me a note and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have, or leave a comment below and I'll endeavor to respond to you that way as well. 7-3 everyone. See you guys in the next tutorial.